What's going on, my people? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing one of the most exciting movies I think ever to lay in theater cinema history. And we're talking about John Wick 4, Chapter 4. And this movie offered me 3 hours and change of pure excitement with exciting characters, with exciting just set after set pieces that just Jesus Christ. I thought Fast and the Furious and Mission Impossible were excelling as each movie passes, man. But this one just surpasses them all, in my humble opinion. You know, the action sequences will impress anyone. Like, this movie was a perfect action film. And just to start off with the positives, man, my expectations for John Wick 4 were very high. At minimum, leaving Parabellum Part 3, I was a little underwhelmed with that movie, even though it was really good. From a 5, I gave it a 3 out of 5. And these films have become some of my favorite action films, obviously, of all time. Not only because of the actions and the stunts, but because Keanu Reeves, he's one of those guys that he doesn't have to have that many lines in a movie for him to star as the star that he is. I can say without giving it second thought that this movie not only met my expectations, but they surpassed them by a lot. The thugs and the easy obstacles are nothing new. This movie plays just like a video game. I was just, wow. As each scene came and you already knew it was going to be an action sequence, it was about 20 to 30 minutes. You see, that's why this movie was so long. But it doesn't play like that. This movie feels very short. Trust me, it feels very short compared to its actual time. And I love the way the movie basically went through. The only thing I can say when I get to the negatives is I wasn't too crazy about the ballistic suits and our protagonist with in certain instances, but we'll get back to that in my negatives. But this chapter begins with a recovered Baba Yaga, who's out for blood, obviously. If you follow the franchise, he's out for blood, lost his wife, they killed his dog, and who would have thought by killing someone's dog, you end up 4 movies later still excited about what's gonna happen. And the actors and the returning characters, along with Keanu Reeves as John Wick and Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King, along with Ian McShane as Winston, who that man is superb in his role. And in one of his final roles, Lance Reddick, who plays Sharon, God bless the dead, was short-lived in this film. But the new roles, which I loved, was Donnie Yen as Kane, a blind assassin at the high table. And he plays as an old friend of John Wick, who's kind of forced to hunt them down because they have his daughter. But we're not going to get into spoilers here. I'm just going to give you a brief synopsis of what's going on. But I think one of the stars of this film has to be a Bill Skarsgård as Marquis Vincent, the Grimmant. He's a powerful member of the high table whose position is challenged by John Wick, and Hiroyuki Sanada as Koji, the manager of the Osaka Continental Hotel back in Japan, and he's also an old friend of John Wick, and he basically sacrifices not only his hotel but his life, his family. It also stars Shamir Anderson, Rina Sawayama, who's actually a pop star, and one of my favorite action stars, Scott Adkins, and he's like unrecognizable in this role. The premise goes like this for the most part, right? You have John Wick, who uncovers a path to defeating the high table, but before he can earn his freedom for the first time, right? That's what he strives for in these films. He has to face off against a new enemy, which is Bill Skarsgård's character, with these powerful alliances across the globe and forces that turn old friends into foes, and let's get deeper, right, with the story, because the sequences that I liked most and the consequences that happen throughout the film, for the most part, have a weak spot for like samurai movies, like the Osaka Continental offers just that. You have these cherry blossoms, this lightning, the cinematography in this film is second to none. And man, the choreography for each character is very different. That's what I liked also, the good guys and the bad guys, with Sonata being this man I think is like 60 plus in age, and he's brilliant as ever. If you don't know him, go to Mortal Kombat. He plays Scorpion, and he's just a beast. Also showing off Donnie Yen's retired blind assassin character. It's always nice to see a new Continental, and this one sure felt special. You notice what friendship John Wick and Koji have is very internal, to the point where you could tell his daughter, Koji's daughter, she's not feeling it because she can feel what's gonna happen. And you have, Donnie Yen's relationship with the both of them, with both Koji and John Wick. And you know that, things are gonna, obviously this is a John Wick movie, so things are gonna go get crazy, and it's always good to see. The action sequences was great. My favorite city and action sequences were found in Paris. This movie goes from city to city, and it has the biggest importance to the story. It brought so many memorable moments. Man, it shows Keanu Reeves was and is right to lead this franchise. Man, he was the right person to helm this film and helm this franchise in general. Paris is one of those cities where Marquis Vincent Legrand is located in, and he becomes the highest ranking member of the High Table during this film. And Bill Skarsgård holds one of the most strongest performances that I've seen in the John Wick films, especially in this film. Keanu Reeves holds the best character still, maybe not the best dramatic performance, but certainly overall the performance and what he does with his own stunts alongside everything else. And the stunts are marvelous, man. Donnie Yen, I think, was incredible. When we're talking about the characters in the story, he was great, possibly even one of the best things about the movie. The dynamics between him and John Wick were second to none. Both his knowledge of martial arts and also about his characters, which I loved. The performance that surprised me in this film was Shamir Anderson's character as the mysterious bounty hunter, but they call him Tracker in the movie. He also has a dog with him, a very intelligent dog. And it's a great character. They should do, when it comes to, if they're thinking about spinoffs, they should do a Tracker spinoff. They should do a Kane spinoff. They should do the ballerina spinoff that they keep talking about with Ana de Almas. And eventually, I'm not going to, say how this movie ends, but, it's definitely on both sides of the total poem. A lot of people are going to be either happy or disappointed by the ending. But overall, the final action sequence was all in one take, you can tell. And except for a quick cut before moving back to one take, it was shot with a camera above, letting us see everything happening from above and moving as, John Wick fires inside this abandoned building. What I loved about this particular scene is it played just like a video game. You see him with this special gun that's firing at people, literally, and it's overhead. It's just, oh my, it's even hard to, whoever put this to thought was just a beast. And the one to give all the credit to is Chad Stahelski. He truly directed an action film that'll be remembered forever. His direction in both the action and more dramatic scenes are all brilliant. I think there's so many fight sequences in this film, small, big, all directed and shot perfect. The screenplay was done by Shay Hatton and Michael Finch. I don't have any problems with them. It's everything they did in this film when it comes to the writing. Yeah, certain things could have been better when it comes to dialogue and stuff like that, but we're not there for that, right? This is an action film, and goddamn, this is not even quality. This is past quality. You definitely, if you haven't checked out this film, go check this out. The movies aren't about writing at the end of the day. It's a Hollywood film that happens to be on a screen while just promoting blood. Carnage Candy at its best. The best writing in Hollywood goes to those who, aren't this kind of film. But I read a lot of critics complaining about the length and about how long you guys gotta shut up, man. This movie was not long. It was full of beautiful looking shots. There's nothing to affect the story negatively. It only creates this crazy atmosphere with suspense where it succeeds. The scene in Paris and the stairs, oh my God. That scene gave me so much anxiety, but it was one of the best scenes in the film. Man, this might be one of the best films and in this franchise, both action and drama. Also, most beautiful when it comes to the camera work in this film. The cinematography was Dan Louston truly knows his craft, making each scene absolutely mesmerizing and really good to look at. And at the end of the day, jokes aside, I think John Wick Chapter 4 has some of the franchise best action scenes, action sequences. Keanu Reeves was at his best, like his role in The Matrix. And I think this is a role that we're always going to remember him for, unless he comes out of left field and gives us something even better than this. But this was an incredible film and one of the best I've seen this year so far. So definitely go check it out. This movie to me was a 10 out of 10, hands down. Adrenaline rush through the roof. It's like drinking a Red Bull throughout 3 hours and change. So definitely go check this out. If you like this review, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Next time, deuces.